Hello and welcome to your Pilates session for today. This is a session particularly focused on shoulders. We've been doing some work in class and I've been asked to put it on screen. So here we go. This is for you that wanted your shoulders. We start as we always do. Lay yourself down, make yourself comfortable. Arms down by the sides, legs lengthened away. Of course, we are breathing in through the nose, blowing out through the lips. Have a breath in. Breathe out, take the arms overhead, have a point through the toes and in. Breathe out, bring the arms down, relax the feet. Have a breath in. Breathe out, take the arms up, point through the toes and a breath in. Breathe out, bring the arms down, relax the feet. Have a breath in. Breathe out, take the arms up, draw the toes back, have a push through the heels and in. Breathe out, bring the arms down, relax the feet. Once more, breath in. Breathe out, take the arms up, draw the toes back and push through the heels and in. Breathe out, bring the arms down, relax the feet. Bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet onto the floor, hip distance apart. Taking the arms out towards shoulder height, palms facing the ceiling. Have a breath in. Breathe out, drop the knees to the right. In as you hold. Out to the centre. And a breath in. Out to the left. In as you hold. Out to the centre. Just keep that movement going as you breathe. So we're doing a session with shoulders, with the new stretches we've brought in. So why are we twisting the lower back? Releasing tension before we stretch is always important. You don't want to go into stretches with tight muscles, tissues in the body. That's when you can injure yourself. So we always warm up first. But as you take the knees over to each side, when you're breathing through the exercise, when you drop the knees to the right, opens up through the front of the left shoulder and the left side of the chest here. So we're starting to wake up the shoulders and the upper body as well. And then when we go to the left, it starts to stretch and open up through the right shoulder, through the front of that shoulder, okay, and across towards the middle of the chest. And the next time you come up from the left, you can stay in the centre and you can release the arms back down by your sides. We are going to roll up and down your bridge. So again, linking the hips and the shoulders, because your hip girdle and your shoulder girdle are interlinked via the spine, of course. But tightness in your lower back will have tight hips and vice versa. Tight hips, tight back. Same in the shoulders, tight upper back, tight shoulders. Your bridge opens up everything, all right? So that's why it's such an important exercise in Pilates, not one that we ever really want to miss out, all right? So on that breath in, it's a pelvic tilt. So we're stretching and opening up through pelvic girdle, the lower back here. As we breathe out, we're rolling up the spine, which starts to open up the front of the shoulders here again, lengthening through the back of the neck, that horrid triangle where you get tension. Also opening up through the front of the hips here, strengthening through the back of the hips here. On a breath out, we roll back down the spine. So it's a breath in, pelvic tilt. Breathe out as you roll the hips up. Keep the back of the neck long in at the top. Out and down. Move as you breathe. Want to move those shoulders a bit more as you lift the hips up. You can roll the arms over the head, of course. Take your extension. Bringing them back down as you breathe out. Palms of the hands, back of the hips touch the floor at the same time. Coordination, one of your key Pilates principles. Strength, flexibility, breathing, some of the others. Trying to incorporate them into all the movements we make, whether we're moving, whether we're stretching, as we're going to in a minute. Just for your last couple of rolls, different position for the arms, really good for opening the shoulders, is to bend your elbows and point your fingertips at the ceiling. Okay. Palms face each other, don't let the elbows wing out, keep them towards the sides of the body, all right? And you're going to roll up and down between those arms. So it's a breath in, pelvic tilt. As you breathe out, roll those hips up. And I can certainly go a lot higher with my arms in that position. It really frees up the shoulders and the spine. Last one if you want to take it. When you roll to the bottom this time, you can release the arms, you can stretch legs away if you want to, or you can hug those knees in wherever you feel is the right place for you. All right, so we are coming right up into those shoulders now. So the two stretches that we're going to do, the first one is the one that we've done a few times before, okay, where we're going to stretch the back of the shoulders. So kind of from your spine here, around the back of the shoulder, through the shoulder blade, around the back of the shoulder, down the upper arm, out to your fingertips. All right, so I will try and mirror you as always. So I'm going to face you for this one. So there we go. You can make a pillow for your head when you get there if you want to. So we're going to roll onto your left side. And I am facing the doors, for those of you, my door's over there. If you want to be in the studio. So, legs are straight, palm on top of palm out at shoulder height. Your head might rest on the floor, it might not. Do put a cushion there if you want to, don't strain your neck. And then you're going to roll onto the front of your body. So you slide your right arm away as far as you can to roll onto your front. Yeah, so we're like that. You can look down at the floor. You can look at your hands. Okay. If you're not sure where we are, let me spin round. You can see it from that angle as well. So we've been here, we started there. Slide the hand forward and we end up flat to the floor, and then you can look at the hands or you can look straight down. So you're stretching the back of your left shoulder, your left shoulder blade, around through the upper arm, down through the fingertips. If you want to double it up, spin around again. This top arm, this right hand, is going to come under your chin, out the other side, and don't stay there. You need to square your shoulders back to the floor. So you need to roll to your right so that you're square. You might be up here. Eventually you're trying to sink as low as you can. Your chin might rest on the upper arm, that's where I like to rest mine. You can tuck it slightly behind if you don't like that pressure on your neck. Okay. So as you can see, we're stretching right across the back of both shoulders this time. But if you're not doubling up, it doesn't matter because we're going to do both sides anyway. You can have palms up or palms down. I prefer palms up. Okay. Just whatever you are comfortable with, you can be comfortable in this position. Try and relax as much as you can. Breathe. Now, whether you've doubled the arms or whether you're with a single arm, if you simply roll back onto your left side, it releases the pressure. Okay. And then you can either go forwards or backwards, roll yourself all the way over onto the other side. Okay. So you're on your right side. Arms are out in front of you at shoulder height, exactly where we were before. Legs are straight. Head might rest on the floor, it might not. Again, cushion here if you want to give the head a little bit more support. We're going to roll onto the front of the body, sliding the left hand towards the windows. My windows are over there. Okay. So you can look at the hands, you can look out your window. Or you can look down towards the floor if the head feels and the neck feels more comfortable in that position. Seriously, if you need to, keep it in line or turn it. You can hold on this side. Just because you doubled up on the other side doesn't mean you have to on this side. Issues with shoulders, of course, that's why we're doing this. But if it's too much on one side, just keep with that single movement, okay? If you are going to double up, oh, excuse me, this left hand at the top is going underneath. Now again, don't stay at an angle. You've got to roll to your right to square up your shoulders to the floor. All right, I find it more difficult on this side, as you probably gathered there. A bit of a hoof over, but it does get there for me eventually, but don't push it if it's not for you. Again, palms up or palms down. You can have the chin resting on the upper arm, or you can just tuck it behind if you don't like that pressure on the front of the throat. Okay. And just breathe, relax as much as you can. I know it sounds daft, but just try and let the body just sink onto that arm or onto both arms if you've doubled. Good. So, whether you've doubled or whether you're single arm, if you roll back onto your right side, that will release the arms. We are coming to the front of the body again, so roll yourself back onto your front. You can rest the forehead on the hands or prop yourself up if you don't like being close to the floor. You don't have to be. Be comfortable. Good. So the second one is the newer one, all right, that we maybe haven't done before or you've only done once or twice with me. So we'll take it carefully as always. So we're going to start going towards the doors. I can't even just right and left now. Confusing myself. So we're going to take your right arm, this one, out at shoulder height. So again, not too high, not too low. Get that nice straight line. I will show it from a different angle in a minute, of course. That shoulder is gradually going to drop towards the floor. So it doesn't matter if it's up here to start with. When we bring the other part of the exercise in, the movement in, that shoulder hopefully will start to drop is the plan. And you get a big stretch across the front of your shoulders. Your left hand goes under your left shoulder with your elbow stuck up in the air. So it's not a time to tuck it in this time. You want that support under the shoulder. Keeping the rest of your body flat, turn your chest to your left. So you're looking at your left hand, which is this one over here. You can see that shoulder is now pretty much flat to the floor, and you can hold it there. You want to go further, you bend your left knee, you roll the front of your hips away from the floor, and you take that foot as far back as you can. It might touch the floor, it might not. All right, don't force it. So if I just change angles, stay where you are. If I just change angles, just in case you're not sure where we're going. So this is what it looks like from the back. We roll the chest, bend the knee, then we roll the hips. Okay, that's that way. Looking at it from the other side, I know I've changed arms, but it doesn't matter. You stay where you are. You roll the chest, and again, like as far as you go. You bend the knee, you roll the hips, and take the foot away. All right, so that's all your angles for that same side. Okay, breathe. Camera, stay head on the floor again. You have a cushion, pillow under that head if you need to. I just like holding my head up. It's comfortable there, so I do it. All right, if it's not for you, it doesn't matter. You put it where is good for you. Big opening up through this thigh if you have taken the leg back. Good. If you have rolled, roll the hips back into the floor. Straighten that left leg out behind you. Then release the arms and the upper body, and you can make a pillow for your head. Good. And yes, we have to go the other way. So I'll come back to the middle. So we're all back where we started. So your left arm will go out at shoulder height, not too high, not too low. Shoulder height. You see I've got a gap here at the moment. That gap will close as I twist. Your right hand goes under your right shoulder, stick your elbow in the air. Don't tuck it down, you need that lift. All right, keep your hips flat. Don't rush through the movement. Just because you've done it on one side, you know where you're going. Take your time. So the first movement is just the chest. You're going to turn towards your right hand, and that left shoulder drops into the floor. That's the plan. It doesn't really touch, it doesn't matter. You go as far as you are comfortable as always. See how it feels on this side. If you do want to bring the legs in, the lower body, you bend your right knee, roll your hips away from the floor to bring the foot behind you. Again, it might touch the floor, it might not. Don't force it. Breathe wherever you are. Yes, this is the one where that back foot is supposed to be held by this hand over here. Not happening. Not for me anyway. Don't force it. Wherever you are, breathe. Couple more breaths if you can. Do always come out if you need to. You don't have to stay and hold if it's not for you. You can build it up over time, as always, with all your Pilates movements. If you have rolled the hips, roll them back into the floor and straighten that right leg out behind you. Then you can release the arms. You can rest forehead or chin on the back of the hands. And breathe. Good. So that's stretching the shoulders from the front of the body, okay, twisting with the thoracic spine, which is what will move the shoulders. We're going to stretch it out now from the hands and knees, or certainly from the elbows and knees. We are going to do our puppy dog. So, really opens the chest, so it's really good for your latissimus dorsi muscles that run either side of your spine. They're your big wings, if you think of them being at the back, but of course they have a front as well. So it's similar to if you were holding a cobra, the position, but you're much more supported. You can relax into it, and the more you can relax, as I said, the more you will actually open and stretch. Okay, so if you come to hands and knees, if you haven't seen this one before, just watch it first, okay, and then I'll give you time to come into it. Where your hands, heels of your hands are under your shoulders, that's where you put your elbows. So you're making a box with the side of the body, all right? You fold your arms, so you're holding opposite arms. I will show you from the other angle, of course, in a moment. You walk your knees back, taking your hips and the rest of your body with you. Depending on how tight you are in your shoulders, you might rest your head on your forearms. Okay, get some length through the spine, but you're fully supported. And then drop your chest and stick your bottom in the air. There's no polite way of saying that you've got to stick your bum in the air, all right? Try and drop your chest. Big stretch for the chest, the front of the shoulders. Really good for that horrible triangle between your shoulder blades and the base of your neck as well. If you can come further, that forehead comes inside your arms, so you're here somewhere. Give yourself a bit of space, but don't walk too far. And then again, you can drop your chest. Stick your bottom in the air. If your face is getting squashed like mine, you can turn your head on one side. But make sure you turn it the other way as well. You can put your chin on the floor, and you can straighten your arms if you want to. That's the strongest on your shoulders. Okay. So let's show you from the front, just so you can see what the arms are doing more than anything, if you're not quite sure where we were going there. So it's elbows and knees. You fold the arms, so basically you hold the opposite arm, okay, then you walk back. You drop your head onto your forearms, sink your chest, stick your bottom in the air, or a little bit further, you drop the forehead behind those arms, drop the chest, and stick your bottom in the air. So wherever you are, breathe and hold. To release, just roll the body weight back towards your elbows. If you can roll all the way over your elbows, you can bring the body flat to the floor. Otherwise, you can walk it down if you want to. Once you're down on the front of the body, elegantly wriggling around the floor, we are actually going to turn all the way over onto your back. Good. Okay. We can't do shoulders without me closing doors. So knees bent, soles of the feet on the floor. Use this as a release. Don't make it a really strong exercise this time. Raising the arms up to the ceiling, palms facing each other. Bend the elbows to 90 degrees. Press the lower back into the floor. Keep the back of the neck long. As you breathe in, open the arms out towards shoulder height. Breathe out and squeeze them up to the center. In as you open, out as you close. Move as you breathe. When those arms come up to the center this time, you can relax them back down by your side. Straighten one leg out along the floor, and then the other. Have a breath in. Breathe out, take the arms overhead, have a point through the toes and in. Breathe out, bring the arms down, relax the feet. Have a breath in. Breathe out, take the arms up, draw the toes back, have a push through the heels and in. Breathe out, bring the arms down, relax the feet. Thank you all very much. Thank you.